Hello to my Virgos. This is Queen of Moon Rock coming to you with your general reading. Virgos, happy waxing crescent moon in Ophiuchus. Happy waxing crescent moon in Ophiuchus. All right. So this waxing crescent moon for you all that happens to be in Ophiuchus during this new moon phase. We're in the beginning of a new moon phase. We had a new moon in Sagittarius. Its combination creates a very specific energetic effect for earth signs in particular, but for you Virgos. So quiet new beginnings for you. Quiet new beginnings for you. This is a very start of a fresh lunar cycle. And what this phase could bring out for you all, Virgos, is a subtle shift toward planning, a desire to reorganize or improve something, new ideas forming beneath the surface, and gentle motivation to start fresh habits. Okay? To start fresh habits, right? So you all love improvement, and this moon phase whispers begin small, but at least just begin, okay? Begin small, but just begin, okay? Whatever it is that you're trying to begin small, right? But just do it, right? What is it? Yeah, just do it. Here we have number 2. So something here having to do with you possibly being apart from someone. Somebody was impulsively splitting you and someone up. Somebody played some kind of role in splitting you and someone up. Someone who is a friend or a family member. Somebody played a role in splitting you and someone up, okay? Because they were impulsive, right? And you could have felt bullied in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You know, like, wow. It could have been like you like splitting you and a best friend up. That could have been like, you know, somebody who was like really, really a friend, or broke up you and your marriage, or you could have, whatever. Somebody you could have felt like was a friend, romantic relationship, business relationship. You could have felt almost like, wow, I feel this pressure to be apart from somebody. It could be you and your child, or you and somebody that spiritually, a spirit came between you and someone. What's the challenge here? Challenge, something is over. They're not coming back. And at this point, they're not coming back because you're seeing something from a higher frequency. You're now seeing something from a higher frequency. Somebody's energy is an open enemy, like an open enemy to something, right? Why some people split up, right? So some people could have, whoever was split up, like parted ways. Whoever broke up, split up, whoever. You can kind of sort of see something now. Now you can see something. Now when you look back, I feel like something is in hindsight for you all. So let's set an intention first. Let's set an intention first. Okay. Because somebody lied on you behind your back about something. So something has pulled out the masculine energy in you, Virgo. Divine masculine, by the way. Not just masculine, but divine masculine energy. Because you're seeing something now from a higher frequency. Because I feel like somebody looking at men and women roles in society and seeing something. New and exciting love awaits. Yeah. So it's like you really like somebody's fire. Like it could almost seem like y'all were opposite, but you really like somebody's fire. Okay, let me give you an example because you're an earth sign. It's like somebody having a bad experience with a zodiac sign. And you're just kind of like, yeah, that's just how they are. Yeah, basically, that's just how they are. But then you have a good experience with the same zodiac sign. Like you could have two people that's born on the same dates. You can have a bad experience with one, a good experience with another. They could literally be opposite of each other. And you can see how other people could feel that kind of way. That's why I talk about duality on my channel. Right, that's why I talk about duality. We're talking about the number 2 here. This reading is for the 22nd of November through the 29th of November. So somebody is now saying, okay, I need to get off the fence and really get in more in my masculine energy. Like I need to really start seeing things from my high, because 2 and 7 is 9. So Sagittarius could be significant. Somebody's like now saying, I need to get in my masculine energy. And again, this is not you being a man or a woman. Everybody embodies divine masculine and divine feminine energy. But somebody's like, I need to be more assertive. Like, I need to be a little bit more assertive in being a little bit more forward in every area of my life. Because some people thought that you were leaving something and never coming back to something. So, let's see. Yeah, and then also all the answers that you need are inside of you. Somebody lied on you behind your back and said that you were leaving and you were never coming back to something. That's almost like somebody saying you now serve the devil and you don't believe in God anymore. You like, what? And all of this is going on behind your back and you just like, why everybody treating you like you the devil? It could be that you had a bad experience with an organization. Because that's what you're seeing something from, and you're saying, no, you still believe in source and a higher power, right? Yeah, you know your worth and your value. You left an organization. You left a family or an organization or whatever, but that doesn't mean that you don't believe in family. Doesn't mean that you don't believe in, and this is what a lot of people have in common. Soon as somebody leaves something behind and somebody's talking about somebody behind their back, oh, they don't believe in marriage. They don't believe in family. They don't believe in having kids. They don't believe in this. They don't believe in that. You didn't even know something was going on behind your back. So you're not going backwards. You're not going backwards, right? I feel like you're in your north node, whoever you are, 10 of Pentacles. 10, instant manifestation, right? Somebody really sees things from a high frequency, meaning that this could be you. It could be wherever Virgo is in your birth chart, right? 10th house. 10th house, whatever your calling is in life. That's what somebody's answering a call on their life. Right. So things are working out the way they're supposed to work out. Because when you're interacting with energies who know their worth and they know their value, they're surrendering to a higher power. Even if people are saying demonize them, they're surrendering to a higher power. Right. So the Ophiuchus influence for you all is healing, truth, and transformation. So Ophiuchus is about revealing what's hidden, emotional cleansing, breaking patterns, deep personal honesty, transforming through truth. So for you, Virgo, this hits the analytical mind and the emotional body at the same time. It is the same time. Because it's like on one hand, you can sit down and have a warm conversation with, like I said, you could have two energies that's the same zodiac sign. I feel like you can have a warm, sit down conversation. Another one is just like y'all are just as far apart as east and west. Right? So now that something is closed out and somebody's saying, oh, no, that's an open enemy. You're still saying somebody is family, right? Somebody is family. Right? Because somebody believes in family, because that could be your north node. That could be yours. It's 10 of Pentacles, right? So what does this moon mean specifically for Virgo, for you all? A truth comes to light. Ophiuchus uncovers what you usually keep buried under logic, right? So you may notice a few things, Virgos. You may notice realizing what's actually bothering you. You may be seeing the truth about a relationship or a situation. You may be understanding a pattern you're ready to break. You could have some insight about your mental or emotional health. It's clarity, not chaos. Yeah. Some people just want an outer appearance, but there's many different definitions of family, right? You can have church family, job family, or work family. It could be blood relative family, people that's friends that have become family, all of that, right? And some places, because this is speaking like broad for everything. Like you're seeing everything from a higher frequency now. How like and I feel like your logical mind is really analyzing like stuff with precision. Like, okay, you really see, I mean, like really seeing something from a higher frequency now. Hey, let's look at this bus right here. See this bus right here? And see this money right here? Somebody will use family members. They'll get bus fare, take money from them to travel, all of this other stuff, and still lie on them behind their backs. Still have hatred for them behind their back. Spiritually can't stand them, right? In their face, they one way, but behind their backs, their spirit still just don't like them. So now you're starting to see something from a higher frequency. You're starting to see something because something feels very familiar to you. Something feels very, very familiar. And so you need to go with that. Whoever and whatever it is, you need to go with that. Listen to your intuition, because we're not each other's gods. We're not each other's gods. Go with that. Go with that. It's almost like if you see that certain people will link up, something will become toxic. Go with it. Go with it. Whatever it is, go with it. It doesn't matter who it is. And for real, it doesn't really matter who it is. Because if you feel like family is important to you, and you feel like if putting some energies together would be like pouring, and we're talking about the number 8 because we're talking about the polarity. Well, let me see. The polarity to 2 would be 8, right? And that's Scorpio. We're not talking about a Scorpio. Let me see. We're not necessarily talking about a Scorpio, because the Taurus rules 2nd house and Scorpio rules 8th house. They're polarity signs. And it's like pouring fire on a gasoline. Something would just ignite. Right. And you can, it's like you have foresight. You have foresight. You're like, okay, if I put these two together, something would just take off. And that would be the end of the family. That would be the end of family as you know it. Right. But somebody has foresight. You want to pay attention to that. You really want to pay attention to it. Really want to pay attention to it. Because you're seeing something from a higher frequency. You're seeing something. So let's see, the recent past is this. Here we had the 4 of Pentacles here. So you're trying to be conservative with your time, because I'm seeing, again, you're seeing something from a higher frequency. Like why people hold on to their family. So family ancestry so tight. Here's your strength. Is you understand like hard work, like working from the ground up. This right here, somebody is a very compassionate leader. This is 3 of Pentacles here. Somebody's a very compassionate leader. And This right here, you can see the differences, but you can also see what you have the same with the people. Looking at this, right? Here we have the Five of Pentacles here. So this right here is a matter of perspective. This is the Five of Pentacles here. And that's the near future. Near future is somebody's learning how to keep people out of their business. Y'all hear me say it a lot on my channel. Keep people out of your business. So somebody's working really, really hard at that. Because some people lied about you behind your back. You're the type of spirit that you have, like the type of spirit about your family and this kind of stuff. Somebody's learning, somebody's going back, almost like going back to basics is what somebody is doing. Because somebody had a rebirth when it came to family. Somebody had to remember how you could have family members, friends, and backs, and they would still burn you. And because they don't think you're coming back. And they'll mistreat your kids. So somebody is starting to pay it, like really pay, and then say they were joking about it. They were joking and playing about it. There's certain things you're keeping out. You're learning how to keep certain things outside of your vault door. Yeah, you're learning how to keep certain things outside of your vault door. And that's in the near future. Influences on my Virgos. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, you're learning how to put the past behind you. You're learning how to put the past behind you. Yep. We got 6 planets that are currently retrograde, and your ruling planet Mercury is one of them. Because you're seeing how things travel, how lies can travel. So it could be 2 Virgos here that are like opposite. As opposite as east and west. One Virgo could be very family oriented. And not a bully at all. Somebody could be just like, quietly just move on and just never come back. Another Virgo could be a bully, right? It just depends on someone is having a really bad relationship going on behind closed doors. Whoever it is, again, we're talking about duality. All of my readings are about duality. Look at both sides. Somebody could have a really bad relationship going on behind closed doors where there is lamenting, tears. Somebody feels really sad. But then they feel like, okay, they want to use somebody as a key to find out what's going on in somebody else's life. Right? Find out what's going on in someone else's life. Like going on in your life, in other words. Somebody was feeling like they were carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders behind closed doors. Like they had to be the person who, carried their whole family. Right? Like I said, like Seabiscuit. Because somebody was holding something against them. Look, I don't know about y'all. Listen, my family said they was holding something against me. And I first of all, I ain't going to feel like I need to carry nobody. I do it because I want to do it out of the kindness of my heart. And I have a big heart. I would help people if they needed help. But you're not holding nothing against. First time you try to threaten me and say you're going to hold something. Oh, no. Do it then. Do it. You're going to have to do it and we're going to see. Let the chips fall where they may. You're just going to have to do it. So your intuition is heightened. So your yes, your turn-ons are 2, right? And so your intuition is usually quiet and logical, Virgo. So Ophiuchus adds depth to that. You gotta remember Ophiuchus symbol is a snake, right? So there's the duality of that too. Some people just don't feel safe in certain environments because they already know what was said about them behind their back. They know what was said about their family behind their back. They already know. And they just don't feel safe in certain environments. They already know what was said. And so that's why they're not coming back. But who would want to feel who would want to feel uncomfortable in environments? And somebody could say, "Oh, that person just has they bruise easily," but you get burned hard enough. That's right here. Somebody says you get burned hard enough. You're like, It's best to keep them apart. Best to keep them apart. So relationship calibration for you is who drains you, who respects your energy, where emotional labor is out of balance, where boundaries need adjustment. And so this moon promotes emotional honesty first in with yourself. Yeah, because somebody felt like they got dragged into something, and they were made to feel worthless. They were made to feel worthless. 5 and 5 is 10. Something around money and something around sex. Somebody felt like they were dragged. Two people were dragged into something. One was around money. One was around sex. And they don't want to be a part of something. I want to say this is on somebody else's video. Was it Leo's video? Because I'm looking at 2 5s here, right? So this would be equivalent to like a high vibrating Leo, low vibrating Leo. Like what people would be willing to do for their family. You know, like some people would just quietly just walk away. Like they don't want to have anything to do with certain energies if that's the kind of frequency that they're on. And then other people would, you know, hurt somebody's kids. Let their kids always get all the way to, you know, feel like they have, that you're going to be invited to something, you're going to be a part of something, only to make them feel worthless. Snatch the rug right from up under them to make them feel bad. And somebody knows that all too well. Somebody knows that all too well how intentional something is. That's what this, the 5 of Cups connects us with Scorpio. 2 and 5 right here is 7, obviously. You got 7 here, right? But somebody has been communicating via telepathy. That's what this 7 here, this is for. I don't know if y'all can see the cards. But somebody has been communicating with somebody via telepathy to kind of sort of see how deep something goes in terms of emotions. Like what would make someone cry, like what would make somebody sad. So, in short, Virgos, 5%, and the moon's in 5% at the time of filming. And it could be, you know, more than 5% by the time y'all watch it. Waxing crescent in Ophiuchus. What it brings for you, Virgo, is subtle new beginnings, emotional clarity, healing of old patterns, insight into relationships, plural, motivation to improve or reset something, and then strong intuitive flashes. It's not dramatic, but it's deep and highly clarifying. Yeah, so somebody's learning how to purge. Somebody's really, really learning how to purge so they can see why some people, you got 5 of Pentacles here and 10 of Pentacles here, why some people want to be a part of certain things and some people just don't want to have anything to do with certain things. Some people have no interest in going behind closed doors because they know they did something to hurt someone's child. Some energies, and it's just part ways. So that's what I'm seeing here in the cards. So families just go their separate ways. That's what I'm seeing here. So you're putting a manhole cover over the past, and I feel like you're moving on wherever you are. About the external and environmental influences and keeping people out of your business. Yeah, see, cutting ties. Yeah, and as your clarity. Some people may be asking why, because it's Ace of Swords here. And Ace of Swords it's not only is it clarity, because somebody had a first impression that somebody was just really cutthroat, like somebody was just like, but somebody is now starting to see this Scorpio energy. And again, we're not talking about Ace Scorpio, just so we're crystal clear, but somebody is starting to see how something broke people on both sides, or broke families on both sides, right? There's a Taurus Somebody is now saying they were just playing about something. But somebody's now cutting ties because somebody said they were playing. Somebody said they were joking or playing about something. Here we go. Yeah, but somebody's too smart for that. Here we had a King of Swords here. Yep. So that's hopes and fears. Somebody was hoping that somebody would not raise their frequency and see something from a higher frequency. So somebody's like, okay. But somebody's now seeing. What's the outcome? What's the outcome? Yeah, here we had a King of Wands here. Yep. So there's two parts of this, the outcome. So I feel like somebody is a prayer warrior. This is the King of Swords, King of Wands here, right? Yeah, King of Swords, King of Wands. So I feel like somebody's a prayer warrior here. This is one. So somebody is enlightened, right? And whoever you are, whoever this it could be a Leo. This could be a Leo. Somebody, you could have one Leo that has your back, but you could have another Leo that's waiting to pounce on anything you say. So in other words, Virgos, just like people will say about Virgos are just like very meticulous and like like a dark Virgo energy would be nitpicking and complaining about everything. High vibrating Virgo would just for analytical purposes asking questions, which people should ask questions, right? So you're starting to see something now is like how differently people could think, like what inspires people. That's what I'm seeing here. Yep. Somebody is now starting to see something from a higher frequency in duality, like seeing how people think. This is what I'm picking up in your reading. How people think. When I read cards, I'm reading the duality of cards. I'm reading numbers and colors. And the entire birth chart. So, and I'm seeing success. Yep. Somebody somebody's family could have lied behind somebody's back and said that they were worshiping the devil. Oh my God. I mean, I'm quite sure there are people out here that do that, but yeah, but that's what the devil card is. Somebody split some people up because somebody said somebody was worshiping the child. Anyway. Your new home awaits. Speak something into existence. Somebody could be moving. The new one is extra special. Somebody's a succubus spirit. And somebody's an incubus spirit. So back straight, walk away. Somebody's very, very prideful. Third eye chakra cleanse. Yeah, so two people got split up because somebody said that somebody worships the devil. Child, what in the world? Okay, ask source for clarity. Lord have mercy. Close out the cycle in love. Child, just a mess. You are an answered prayer. Relax. It's time to heal your wounded warrior. I don't know, me, I would just come out and ask somebody, do you worship the devil? I would just ask, and I would watch to see. You inspire somebody to heal. That's me. That's just me. I would just ask. I wouldn't come to somebody and say, somebody said or somebody told me. Do you believe in God or not? I mean, like, some people are just bold. Like, some people would just come out and ask, like, what are your spiritual beliefs? What are your religious beliefs? What your spiritual beliefs are? Much better lies ahead. Much better lies ahead. So now somebody is seeing something from a higher frequency based on an experience that you may have had. You and somebody's friends or family may not, connect with each other because something was said or done behind somebody's back. Whether it was a truth or a lie, something could have been said or done. And you get that. Why some people are just, go their separate ways. All right, here we go. Detachment. So with detachment, you finally feel whole inside with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. There it is. Let's see what else we got. Child, people out here calling people the devil worshippers. Somebody has some kind of emotional withdrawal from something. Because it's a brand new beginning. Because the truth has come out. Somebody had the way of feather on the scale. A fulfillment of wishes are happening. But your intuition was telling you something. Yeah, the two people were spiritual. That's what people say about people who are spiritual. When people are returning to pure consciousness. Remember, what's retrograde? Mercury is retrograde. That's your ruling planet, right? So Mercury is retrograde up until November 29th. Jupiter is retrograde up until March 11th, 2026. Saturn is retrograde until November 28th, 2025. Uranus is retrograde until February 4th, 2026. Neptune is retrograde up until December 6th, 2025, and Chiron is retrograde up until January 2nd, 2026. Yeah. Yep, somebody said something behind, two people said something behind somebody's back, and they were caught in the middle of something, and was told that somebody was never coming back. I remember one time my son called me, and he was asking me, are you coming back to so-and-so, like a place where I grew up. Y'all gotta be, when y'all talking to people, and people are asking you, are you coming back? More probing. Why? Why you ask me that? Who wants to know? Who wants to know? Yeah, for a destiny swap. That's why somebody had plans on swapping destinies with somebody. In other words, copying someone's personal identifiable information, copying this, copying that, in the physical and the spiritual and all of that. So there's hope for somebody. Somebody was trying to bring out a person's shadow side so they can do some kind of a swap. So what they were trying to speak something into existence. Since this person, we don't want this person, since they're not coming back, we're going to make sure they don't come back. We're going to make sure they don't make the cut. In other words, like, we're going to tell so many lies. It's going to bring out a temper in someone. You got to remember, Sagittarius card is a temperance card, right? We're going to tell so many lies behind someone's back that they don't make the cut, right? And so no matter what they do, they'll never get in, whatever it is, right? Like I said, somebody learned how to get to the root of things, right? So here we have victory and success. So it's a triumph here. But somebody's feeling blue. Somebody's feeling like there's a loss here. Somebody's talking about, heartache and loss. But somebody did not want to expand at all. Yeah, somebody did not want to expand at all. So something is, something happened. Here we have, power. So that's what I see. That's what I see in the cards. Anything else? Anything? Let me see what we got in the Moonology card. Let's see. This is another deck here. This is the Light Force deck. This is an Oracle deck, by the way. Somebody said that somebody was married. Child. Okay. Anyway, 42. Yeah. So you inspire somebody to heal. Somebody was totally abusing their power. You know, two people were totally abusing their power. They basically said, when we're looking at, I'm seeing this for 42, light vehicle, cosmic connection, star journeys. Yeah, Merkaba here. Right. Light, spirit, and body. Basically saying somebody had ascended, like they, you know, they had already ascended, right? It's like divine protection, right? So somebody was in a spiritual union. It's like what is it called? What's the name of those marriages called? Do, 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 do. That's the elevator music, y'all. So get into it. Like somebody saying, what is it called? Common law married. Somebody could have said, "Oh, we common law married. We are family." You know, just for the outer appearance, like somebody else is out of here. So something is reversed. Yeah. It's like you're no longer paying attention to what these energies did, what they say. You ain't paying attention. You're like, I ain't paying attention to what they got to say. They ain't split up I don't have nothing else. Ain't listening to nothing else they talking about. They over there trying to destiny swap. All these copycat energies. That's creepy. Like, yeah. So somebody has a whole new spirit. Somebody has a whole new just overflow of compassion. It's a good thing that somebody was digging, you know, drilling down deep, like trying to find out what this means, what that means, what this means, what that means, because somebody likes, people like when people ask questions and they want to know, well, why is this? Why is that? Why is, if you don't know, you just don't know. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. To someone. Hopefully this moon in Ophiuchus is helpful. Again, happy new moon. We're still in the new moon phase, so hopefully everybody's trying to get their rest. Trying to get their rest. Spiritual, let me see. For you, like I said, new beginnings for you, healing old patterns, insights into relationships, those kind of things, right? That's what I have for you. All right.